Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing really great and ready for today's video. We're going to be talking about that man again, Lord Voldemort. Now, I've got to admit that up until the idea for this video actually came into my head, I have never once thought about it beforehand. In over 20 years since Harry Potter was released, I'm 30 by the way, I have never once wondered about Voldemort's financial status. If he ever spent money. Basically, how much money did he have? And I'll be honest, it took me quite some time to put this video together with worthy discussion topics because I know it's so easy for many of you to look at the title and give your own answer of, he didn't need any money. But is that honestly the truth? At certain points he may not have had the use for cash, but that doesn't answer how much he actually had. It also doesn't answer if he'd ever need money going forward. So let's just look at that in today's video. How much money does Voldemort actually have? So if this is the video topic for you, then please stick around, make yourself comfy, and most importantly, enjoy. Okay everyone, let's get this video started. Now, if you're like me, then you'll have never once wondered how much money Voldemort had in all of the 20 plus years you've been a Harry Potter fan. Maybe I'm just strange, but as I've said in the introduction, it's never crossed my mind, and I've made over 500 Harry Potter videos. And you're probably also asking, but why would he even need money, right? Well, honestly, that's a question I'd put with many wizarding families. I think if there's anything I can criticize the wizarding world on, it's the lack of balance between using money and using magic for certain things you need. It does seem that money is solely used for material things, but there's a slight contradiction to its importance in the Harry Potter story. For example, Molly Weasley used food charms in order to feed her children, and most likely for liquids too. This was all done with the use of a wand, yet you can go to the Three Broomsticks and get a butterbeer and some food that you must pay for. You can use magic to enchant a vanishing cabinet, hugely popular during the First Wizarding War, or you can disapparate at will, yet you have to buy a broom in order to get around by those means. So I have to disagree with anyone who says that wizards don't really need money because there's just some things that you have to purchase. Let's not forget school books. Okay, when it comes to Lord Voldemort, we can't exactly imagine him going broom shopping or heading down to the Three Broomsticks for a nice cold butterbeer, but money was valuable in the magical world when it came to some things. Anyway, keeping Voldemort in topic as the video is all about him, did he have money? And how much? Or what was his net worth? Net worth, like I just asked that question. Alright, was money the Dark Lord's primary focus? No, it wasn't, and that's clear because we don't once see him speak about it or even use it. He wasn't organising a bank job or anything, but he did have some wealth. Tom Riddle was related to the Gaunts on his mother's side. Now, the Gaunts owned a small shack that by inheritance laws would have seen it go to Tom. Probably not worth much, but it still could have been sold with the proceeds going to him. So that was one asset. His father's side is where it gets interesting. The Riddle family were very wealthy. Tom Sr. and his parents lived in a huge manor on a big piece of land. They even had a caretaker. With both his father and grandparents dead, at his hand I might add, Riddle Manor, along with all the assets and remaining money, would therefore pass on to young Tom. Now, that's never been confirmed, but it's basically common sense to assume that would be the case, and if it is the case, then Voldemort had a galleon or two on the side that he certainly didn't let too many people know about. As a matter of fact, he'd have inherited pounds, so he may not have even bothered changing it. There's also the income he gained during his time working at Borgin and Burke, but he was very young at the time and it wouldn't have been much anyway because he was just 16. Even with his assets and money, anything that Voldemort couldn't acquire by magic alone, he used intimidation, manipulation and force to get it. There was nothing he believed he couldn't obtain. He had enough manpower to do his bidding anyway. He also had the backing and support of a lot of wealthy families too, most notably the Malfoys, so if he actually did need any source of revenue, he could go straight to Lucius, or even Crabbe, Goyle or McNair, all of whom had a steady stream of wealth. However, the same question comes back around. What would Voldemort need money for, if not for personal use? Well, it would all depend on his success within Great Britain. We know he wanted to purify the wizarding world, but it was never made clear if he wanted complete and total world domination. Knowing Voldemort, it was all about bettering himself, doing things that nobody had ever done. He had united thousands of dark wizards, half-breeds, giants, arachnids amongst other creatures, all together under the same banner, so it's definitely not shocking to think that he would pursue other areas across the globe as his forces continue to grow. If that was the case, then he's certainly going to be in need of financial support in order to fund such a massive campaign. People would be a long way from home. They need tents, equipment, food. Not every kind of food can be conjured with the wave of a wand. They'd also suffer great losses too. Just look at the Battle of Hogwarts. That took place inside a school. That was horrific. So a global campaign would be something on a completely different level and would cost a lot more money. Although many people volunteered, Voldemort had always said he would reward those most loyal and who are also successful, but as his armies grew, the fear factor can only be so intimidating before people begin to flee. Yes, there was devout followers that wholeheartedly believed in his cause, but they were a minority. A large minority, but still a minority. So the possibility of paying them some sort of income would have to be considered. After all, a lot of them have given up their livelihoods just to serve him. So guys, with that being said, you can all see that Voldemort and money weren't too much of an odd couple. It's very likely he could have needed it eventually, and as far as his monetary value goes, if he rightly inherited his family assets, then he's worth something. So guys, I never thought I'd be saying this, but that is my video on how much money Lord Voldemort has and what he might use it for too. So here's my question for you. What else do you believe Voldemort would need money for? I think I've covered pretty much everything, but it would be really interesting to see what else you guys can come up with, so let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever, so please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do, it's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content, so if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at Folklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.